Avalanches have killed over 50 people over the past 2 winters. I'm Steve Coffey with Take 5 on News Talk 1110 KBND. People heading into the mountains should know the dangers that avalanches pose. Benjamin Wadsworth is with the Northwest Weather and Avalanche Center based in Seattle.
Definitely the people that are heading for the backcountry. It tends to be skiers, snowmobilers, snowshoers. Really trying to reach out to the snowmobile community. Actually, they've had quite a few fatalities over the last few years as a result of avalanches. So that's a group we're trying to make more aware, I guess. And also skiers, even skiing at the ski areas. More and more the ski areas are opening their backcountry, and sometimes it's controlled, but nonetheless there's a danger out there. And skiers who aren't used to thinking about it are venturing into avalanche terrain from the top of the chairs. So it's an issue for sure.
The Northwest Weather and Avalanche Center only forecasts from Mount Hood north to Mount Baker in Washington near the Canadian border. There's currently no forecast system in place for the Central Oregon Cascades. Trevor Martin wants to change that with the Central Oregon Avalanche Association.
What we're seeing in Central Oregon is, one, primarily a large increase in backcountry use. The skiing population has increased with the increase in the back population. And then with the increased technology surrounding snowmobiles and backcountry gear, we're seeing a lot more people in the backcountry. So we're kind of trying to be proactive versus reactive to the threats in Central Oregon, and then also arm folks that develop a backcountry enthusiasm in Central Oregon, provide them with the tools as they move outside of Central Oregon and travel to places such as Utah or the North Cascades. They're armed with the tools to travel in the backcountry safely and avoid avalanches.
They are not as likely, you're saying here, but if one does occur, or when one does occur in the Central Oregon mountains, they can be just as deadly.
Correct, yep. Most definitely. And then particularly with all the spring and early summer use of the mountainous terrain around here, that's kind of our prime time for what we call wet avalanches, and when the snowpack is weakening due to the melting, essentially that risk increases here in Central Oregon. But there definitely is a risk for avalanche, and we're trying to nip it in the bud.
What should people be aware of when they head out into the backcountry to watch for potential avalanche areas?
Well, there's numerous things that they need to be looking at, but there's something we call the avalanche triangle, which is essentially the 3 main components are terrain, weather, and then the snowpack itself.
Martin is working on getting avalanche classes established in Central Oregon,
using particularly the American Avalanche Institute curriculum, which is a standardized curriculum, and some smaller organizations within Central Oregon, such as the Oregon Avalanche Institute that has certified instructors, kind of getting the word out that they exist in Central Oregon, and getting people into those accredited classes.
How would people get in touch with you to help you get better organized for avalanche education and forecasting in this area?
Probably the best way is to take a gander at our website, which is up and running, but still heavily under construction. But there's some information and contact information on there, and that's www.co, as in Central Oregon, avalanche.org. So if people jump there, there's kind of our mission statement, some contact information, and then eventually there we'll have open forums for people to kind of discuss issues and provide essentially feedback on what they're seeing in the backcountry, so that folks in Central Oregon can, post and review some of that information prior to their activities in the backcountry.
But apparently then with a certain amount of education and awareness and appropriate caution, people can have a safe trip into the backcountry during the wintertime.
Yep, there's always a risk, but if you're armed with the tools and know some of the factors that can influence the danger, you can definitely travel in the backcountry much safer. And if an accident does occur, be armed with the tools to get rapid egress out of the situation.
Yeah, we really encourage folks to take a class.
That website again is coavalanche.org. I'm Steve Coffey. Take 5 is a presentation of 1110 KBND Radio News. Depend on us.